Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Our mission today is to unpack a really strong claim made about one of the most successful coaches in the game today.
We're talking about South Africa's Rassie Erasmus.
Exactly. The news of his extended 4-year contract with SA Rugby, it's done more than just confirm his future.
It's completely ignited a debate about his place in history.
And we are focused entirely on an endorsement from former Ireland and Munster forward Alan Quinlan.
He's a very respected voice, especially in the Northern Hemisphere.
For sure. And Quinlan didn't just offer high praise for Erasmus, he gave him the ultimate accolade.
He called him the greatest coach the game has ever seen.
Already. Not at the end of his career, but right now.
Before we jump into the evidence that backs up that monumental claim, make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up with the Rugby Obsession deep dives and analysis.
Yeah, you have to. Because if you're going to call someone the greatest ever, you really need an ironclad case.
And what's fascinating here is that the endorsement, it's not just historical, it's also predictive.
Quinlan ties Erasmus's past success directly to the Springboks' future,
suggesting they are now firm favorites to do something truly unprecedented.
securing a third consecutive title at the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia.
Okay, let's unpack this. To even begin to evaluate the claim of greatest ever, we can't start at the top, with 2 World Cup victories.
No, you can't.
We have to rewind to the valley, to the dreadful stuff that Erasmus inherited when he first took over in 2018. If he fixed a system, just how broken was it?
Fundamentally broken. And that really is the critical starting point for Quinlan's whole argument.
Okay.
The system was suffering culturally, structurally, and, well, you can see it on the scoreboard. The clearest point of reference for this dark period was late 2017.
I remember that period so well. They had struggled in the Rugby Championship, but the real low point, the moment that just screamed systemic failure, was that match in Dublin.
The 38-3 defeat.
Ireland didn't just beat the Springboks, they demolished them. It was humiliating.
And that scoreline, it wasn't just a bad day at the office. It was a symptom of a really deep problem running right through South African rugby.
Right.
Quinlan argues the players weren't fundamentally bad, but the structure around them was completely failing. There was no cohesion, no identity.
Seemingly no way forward.
None.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me. This is the part that separates Erasmus from a coach who just, inherits a golden generation of players.
Right.
Quinlan makes a point of noting that Erasmus doesn't have a magic wand.
Precisely. And you can see the impact of that when you look at the personnel.
Go on.
A core group of the players who were part of that 2017 debacle, the ones on the field for that 38-3 loss,
Yeah.
they were still critical players who secured that second World Cup title. It wasn't a total overnight clear out of the playing staff.
That insight is so crucial. Because if the raw material was largely the same athletes who got hammered by 35 points, then the change wasn't about finding new talent.
No, not at all.
It was about reprogramming the talent you already had, fixing the culture, and rebuilding the whole system from the ground up.
And that really is the purest metric of coaching genius. It's one thing to win when a system is already humming, or if you can just recruit a whole new world-class squad.
Right.
Erasmus took players who were weighed down by failure and turned them into back-to-back world champions. That shift just proves the method worked.
So it begs the question then, what exactly did he change? I mean, structurally, how did he manage to fix something that big?
That's the real genius Quinlan points to. Erasmus didn't just coach the team. He became the director of rugby for SA Rugby.
Which gave him authority.
It gave him the authority to structurally change everything. And this revolution went way beyond just the national team coaching staff.
So let's break that down. What were the key components?
The first, and you could argue the most difficult, was aligning the regional unions.
Historically, a huge challenge.
Oh, a massive one. Provincial clubs were often at odds with the national team. They weren't always working toward a standardized national goal.
It sounds like a political battle royale, trying to get powerful provincial coaches to give up some of their autonomy for the national good.
But the result was cohesion, standardization. It meant that talent ID, conditioning, even tactical blueprints could be cascaded down consistently.
So a player in Johannesburg or Cape Town would be getting the same foundational training.
Exactly. They started building a unified South African rugby identity.
And the second massive change was standardizing fitness requirements.
Yeah, and this was tied directly to that alignment. This wasn't just about being generally fit. It was about specific, measurable physical requirements for test match rugby.
So when a player got called up,
They were ready. The national coaches didn't have to waste months bringing their fitness up to scratch. There was a baseline.
This feeds directly into that fantastic example Quinlan uses about the depth chart this created, the production line.
Yes, it allows them to rely on this system, not just a specific individual. He used the example of being able to, and I quote, pull a prop out of a college who is 130 kilos and lock out a scrum for you.
That quote is just so powerful. It doesn't just speak to size, it speaks to immediate, reliable technical competence.
It's the ultimate definition of a successful production line. You're not relying on luck. You're relying on a structure that guarantees talent is constantly ready.
But structure alone doesn't win you World Cups. You need tactical innovation. So alongside fixing the internal structure, Erasmus brought in outside expertise.
He was incredibly strategic with his hiring. The sources specifically mentioned Tony Brown and Felix Jones.
Now let's look at what they brought. Jones, from Munster, he's known for his defensive structures.
World class. And Brown brings that unique attacking flair, honed in New Zealand and Japan.
It's a devastating combination.
It is. The structure ensures the players are physically capable. The external expertise makes them tactically sophisticated. Quinlan says their skill levels are now off the chart.
They can move beyond just being a physical team.
They're adaptable, tactical, and can play the game in a number of different ways.
And that tactical flexibility is what links everything to the future, to that 2027 prediction. Quinlan is absolutely unequivocal that South Africa will be firm favorites.
And that kind of certainty 3 years out from a tournament, it's usually just hype. But he grounds it in the system Erasmus built.
He says their ability to generate talent is now unmatched globally.
Unmatched depth. That's the key. He emphasizes their incredible depth chart and makes this staggering claim that the national team effectively has 2 or 3 sides that can beat anyone in the world.
I mean, let's just pause on that for a second. 2 or 3 completely different starting 15s capable of beating the All Blacks, Ireland, or France. That is unprecedented.
It really is. While other nations are scrambling when key players get injured, South Africa can rotate their squad without a significant drop in quality. That's what secures their favorite status for 2027.
This incredible depth born from that national alignment is the legacy. It's the proof that his work was structural, not just inspirational.
And before we get to our final thoughts, we really want to hear what you think about this.
Do you agree with Alan Quinlan? Is Rassie Erasmus the greatest coach ever? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
It's a huge claim, and we want to know where you stand.
So what does this all mean? We started with this bold claim of Rassie being the greatest ever, and we've seen that his greatness isn't just measured in trophies.
It's measured in transformation.
He shifted a broken structure, defined by that humiliating 38-3 loss, into a system that produces world-class talent on demand.
That ability to pull a ready-made 130-kilo prop out of college says it all.
And the structural alignment, plus those surgical coaching additions like Jones and Brown, created a side with tactical adaptability and, as we said, unparalleled depth.
That capability to field 2 or 3 top-tier sides is what makes that 2027 three-peat prediction feel so very real.
The discussion is no longer just about winning games, is it?
No. It's about sustaining a dynasty built on a standardized national system.
That ability to not just achieve success, but to guarantee its continuous production. That's the ultimate definition of true coaching mastery.
So the provocative thought to leave you with is this. If his system is now so deeply entrenched in South Africa's rugby infrastructure, from the unions to the colleges, has he built something that guarantees success almost regardless of who the head coach is in the future?
Is the system now bigger than any one individual?
Has he built something that's truly impervious?
That is a fascinating question to mull over. Don't miss our future episodes. Please subscribe to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.